Thank you, Deputy Speaker. As the world transitions towards net zero emissions, Australia faces both an immense challenge and an unprecedented opportunity. The government is committed to ensuring that we do not just keep pace with these global changes, but that we lead the way, building a stronger, more diversified economy that is powered by renewable energy and underpinned by secure, well-paid jobs. And that's what this bill is all about, Deputy Speaker. It's about ensuring that we respond to immediate pressures of a changing world, but also to ensure that Australia is best placed to take advantage of the opportunities of the future. This bill seeks to lay the groundwork for an economy that is resilient in the face of global uncertainties and dynamic in its capacity to seize new opportunities. The Future Made in Australia bill is a vital part of our plan to build an economy that is not only stronger and more resilient, but also sustainable and fair. As we look around the world today, we see the effects of the global transition to net zero playing out in real time. Supply chains are fragmenting under the pressure of geopolitical tensions, and competition for clean energy resources and technologies is intensifying. For Australia, a nation rich in natural resources and renewable energy potential, this shift presents a significant opportunity. But, Deputy Speaker, only if we are ready to take it. Economic resilience in 2024 is about building the capacity to thrive in a rapidly evolving world, and this bill is designed to do just that. By focusing on our competitive advantages, which are our abundant renewable resources, our critical minerals and our world-class research and manufacturing capabilities, we can ensure that Australia is not only resilient to face the global challenges, but that we emerge stronger and more competitive on the world stage. We are uniquely positioned to lead in the global transition to net zero. We have some of the world's best wind and solar resources, a wealth of critical minerals, essentials for clean energy technologies, and, of course, the expertise in our workforce to harness these resources efficiently. Our resources are in high demand globally as nations accelerate their efforts to reduce carbon emissions and transition to cleaner energy sources. The International Energy Agency has forecast that global demand for critical minerals could increase by as much as 6 times by 2040, driven largely by the energy transition. This presents us with a golden opportunity to secure our place as a key supplier in the global market. The global competition for these resources is fierce, and if Australia is to maintain its competitive edge, we must invest strategically and ensure that our industries are equipped to meet the demands of the future. And this is where this bill comes into play, Deputy Speaker. By providing a clear and stable framework for investment, this bill will help unlock the private sector capital needed to develop our critical minerals resources and ensure that Australia remains a leader in this vital sector. The potential for us to become a renewable energy superpower is immense. Our vast landscapes are bathed in sunlight and swept by winds, providing us with an almost unparalleled opportunity to generate clean and cheap renewable energy. We are home to some of the largest and most promising deposits of critical minerals such as lithium, cobalt and rare earth elements. These are essential components of batteries, electric vehicles and other clean technologies. However, becoming a global leader in renewable energy requires more than just abundant resources. It demands innovation, infrastructure and international cooperation. We must invest in the technologies that will allow us to harness our renewable energy potential fully. This includes advancing our capabilities in energy storage, grid management and the development of green hydrogen, a field in which Australia has the potential to excel. Green hydrogen produced using renewable energy has the potential to become a major export for Australia, providing clean fuel for industries worldwide and cementing our position as a pioneer in the global energy landscape. Furthermore, our transition to net zero will require significant upgrades to our infrastructure. We must modernise our energy grids expand transmission networks, and build necessary facilities for large-scale renewable energy production and export. This will not only support domestic energy needs, but also position Australia as a key supplier of clean energy to the world, particularly to our regional partners in Asia. This bill is crucial to realising this potential. It lays the groundwork for Australia to lead the world in energy production, innovation and exports. By providing stable, predictable framework for investment, this bill will attract the capital needed to develop large-scale renewable energy projects, advanced manufacturing and, importantly, the processing of critical minerals here onshore. Already we're seeing the private sector responding to these opportunities. Investments in solar energy farms, wind projects and battery storage systems are on the rise, and they will only continue to rise under the programs and policies of this Labor government. This bill is vital for ensuring that the benefits of the revolution are shared, benefits of the renewable energy revolution, not just the standard revolution, that they're shared widely across. Whoops! I let the plan out. I said the quiet part out loud, Deputy Speaker. This bill is vital for ensuring that the benefits of our renewable energy revolution are shared widely across Australia, particularly in regional and remote areas. By fostering local ownership and participation in renewable energy projects, this bill will help build stronger, more resilient communities and create new economic opportunities in areas that have traditionally relied on industries like coal, mining and agriculture. As global and local demand for clean energy grows, so too will the demand for technologies and materials to make that possible. By positioning Australia at the forefront of this shift, we are ensuring that our economy remains vibrant and competitive for decades to come. To be a true global leader in renewable energy, Australia must also invest in innovation. This means supporting research and development in emerging technologies like hydrogen production, energy storage and grid integration. We have the potential to be the world leader in these areas, and this bill provides the necessary support to ensure that our researchers and innovators have the resources they need to develop the next generation of technologies. Central to this bill is the National Interest Framework, which is designed to align economic incentives with our national climate goals. This framework identifies sectors where Australia has a genuine competitive advantage in the net zero economy or where economic security imperatives demand domestic capability. By legislating this important national interest framework, we are providing the certainty and stability that investors need to commit to large-scale projects that will drive down our transition to net zero. By legislating this framework, it will provide increased stability. The National Interest Framework will ensure that our investments are directed towards sectors that will provide the greatest economic and, importantly, the greatest environmental returns. By identifying and prioritising these sectors, the framework will help to streamline government decision-making and reduce the risk of investment in these critical areas. This is particularly important in the context of the global energy transition, where time is of the essence and competition for capital is intense. Another key component of this bill is the community benefits principles. These principles ensure that the investments made under the Future Made in Australia plan will deliver tangible benefits to local communities. This includes promoting and providing secure and well-paid jobs, fostering inclusive workforce development and strengthening our domestic industrial capabilities. We are committed to ensuring that the benefits of this transition are shared broadly, especially in communities that have been historically dependent on traditional fossil fuel-heavy industries. The renewable energy sector in particular stands to benefit from these principles. We can expect significant job creation in regions such as the Hunter Valley, New South Wales and central Queensland, where the transition to clean energy will bring new opportunities for workers. This bill's focus on training and skills development will ensure that these workers are prepared to take on these new roles, helping to build a more skilled and inclusive workforce. The emphasis on inclusivity is also critical, ensuring that all Australians, regardless of their background, have access to the opportunities created by the transition to a net zero economy. This Future Made in Australia plan, Deputy Speaker, is a critical tool in our fight to take action on climate change. It's part of our government's broader strategy to achieve net zero emissions by 2050, as outlined in our commitments under the Paris Agreement, because our commitments to the Paris Agreement are testament to our recognition of the urgent need to address climate change. By focusing on renewable energy and clean technologies, this bill will help Australia meet its emission reduction targets whilst also driving economic growth. The science is clear. To avoid the worst impacts of climate change, we must drastically reduce our carbon emissions. By investing in renewable energy, electrification and energy efficiency, this bill will help decarbonise key sectors of our economy, such as electricity generation, transport and industry. This bill supports the development of sectors that are crucial to this transition, such as electrification, energy efficiency and renewable energy integration. The amendments to the Australian Renewable Energy Agency will enable it to better support the government's renewable energy objectives, including initiatives like the Solar Sunshot program and the Battery Breakthrough Initiative. These programs are essential for reducing Australia's reliance on fossil fuels and transitioning to a clean energy future. The statutory funding provided and proposed under this bill will secure the financial resources needed to support these programs over the coming years. This funding will give industry and investors the certainty they need to develop projects of the scale and duration necessary to meet our climate targets. This will send a strong signal to the world that Australia is serious about leading our transition to net zero. It's important to recognise that the transition is not just about reducing emissions, it's about creating a more sustainable and resilient economy. By investing in clean energy technologies and renewable energy, we're not only addressing the climate crisis, but we're building a more robust economy that is better equipped to withstand future shocks. This is the essence of what this bill is all about, Deputy Speaker. It's a vision for a strong, sustainable and resilient Australia. It's a bill that will enhance Australia's economic resilience, secure our place as a global renewable energy superpower and drive our transition to a net zero economy. We can't continue to be a country that just digs up these critical minerals from the ground without processing them onshore. We should be building batteries here. We should be building solar panels here. We should have all these, the green hydrogen investments so that we can export it to the world. This is what this bill will help unlock and help us enable to engage with our region so that we can drive our own electricity generation emissions down, that we can drive our other industry emissions down. We can then take that know-how across the world to our key trading partners and encourage them to reduce their emissions as well. We should be able to lead the way here and be part of the global energy transition, and that's what this Future Made in Australia bill is all about, Deputy Speaker. This isn't just about investing in our economic future. We are taking decisive action on a sustainable environment and sustainable manufacturing for generations to come. And when we hear those opposite talk down manufacturing in this country and give this government lecture about what can be made here and what can be built here, when they spent the best part of a decade driving out manufacturing from this country, when they drove out our car manufacturers, when they just turn up with their press releases in their high-vis, taking photos with manufacturers, but not actually backing bills to support them like this one, like the National Reconstruction Fund, we will not sit here idle for another 10 years and miss these opportunities that the global transition to renewable energy will give us. Deputy Speaker, 1 second to go.